Madam President, I come to the floor today to urge my colleagues strongly to vote against the nomination of Colin Kahl to serve as Undersecretary of Defense for Policy. That position is the number 3 position in the Pentagon. Last week, Colin Kahl became President Biden's first nominee not to garner one single Republican vote on the Senate floor. The Vice President had to cast the tie-breaking vote. Every single other nominee, even some of the most partisan progressives, earned at least one or some Republican votes. And what makes this nomination even more out of the ordinary is that this truly never happens with DOD nominees. If you look back over the last decade, recorded votes on DOD nominees are rare, and only a few times did a nominee receive support from fewer than 2/3 of the Senate. It just doesn't happen. But it happened this time. Some of his tweets have raised concerns from a number of our colleagues that Dr. Kahl might have shared sensitive or classified information on his Twitter. The junior senator from Tennessee highlighted this on the floor last week. Furthermore, Dr. Kahl's tweets also show a history of volatile behavior. It goes further than just being highly partisan and unbalanced. He's also somewhat of a conspiracy theorist. In May of 2018, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced that Israel had seized a major nuclear archive from Iran. That archive has since revealed many previously unknown nuclear sites, and the International Atomic Energy Agency is working to gain access to inspect these sites today, thanks to Israel's discovery. But what did Dr. Kahl say about Israel's discovery at that time? He was skeptical and added, "This sure has an eerie pre-2003 Iraqi vibe to it." In other words, rather than being alarmed about the fact that Iran had many undeclared nuclear sites, Dr. Kahl alleged that Israel was trying to goad America into war. Somehow, for Dr. Kahl, the problem is never Iran or the weak 2015 Iran deal that didn't cover the nuclear sites that Israel revealed. He wants to give an Iran massive sanctions relief in return for that deal. No, for Dr. Kahl, the problem is Israel, especially when our Israeli friends reveal information about Iran's nefarious behavior. Again, this isn't about a policy disagreement. This is about whether Dr. Kahl is someone you can accept, who can accept facts, even when those facts undercut his policy preferences. National security is a bipartisan priority. It always has been, it always will be. As I said at the beginning of this, traditionally, nominees for key DOD roles receive bipartisan support in the Senate. In fact, I can't recall a single nominee for the top DOD position in the past 40 years who didn't garner at least one vote from the other party, either party. I hope President Biden keeps this in mind as he staffs the rest of his administration. We need nominees who will work with members on both sides of the aisle and those members have to trust that person in return. Moving forward, I encourage President Biden to listen to his own calls for bipartisanship and unity and send us nominees who can be approved without controversy. With that, I yield the floor.